Greetings from LA, my dear friends. This is Daisuke, and I very much hope that this video finds you well and in very good spirits wherever you are in the world. And today, if you don't mind, I would very much like to continue on with our journeys, our discussions, our discoveries, and our explorations with respect to the recent releases made by the Criterion Collection during this year of 2024. And that brings us, in fact, to a title or a catalog release, which already was released by the Criterion Collection previously under a really nice DVD edition. And that was under spine number 232. Well, now this year, Criterion has re-released this catalog title, but this time employing the Blu-ray format. And this is actually a single release, but of two films. And the films are from 1934 and 1959, respectively. And the name of the filmmaker is Yasujiro Ozu. And the names of the works are Ukigusa Monogatari and Ukigusa, or as they're known in English, A Story of Floating Weeds and Floating Weeds. So my dear friends, what I propose to do, if it's okay, is I'd like to have this be a kind of introduction, and then going forward I'd like to focus a video discussion on each of these films respectively. That is A Story of Floating Weeds and Floating Weeds from the filmmaker Yasujiro Ozu. And so let us go forward with the next video discussion talking specifically about the first film in this set, A Story of Floating Weeds, which is a silent film from 1934, and it is a very great film. It is an incredible work. It is quite serene in style, and it is very moving in its sort of portraiture of this tableau of characters, and done in a really wonderful and quite sincere Ozu way. In the silent era phase, or one of the phases of his silent era career. And so let us speak about A Story of Floating Weeds, Ukigusa Monogatari, in the next video. And what I also propose to do is, on that occasion, I'd like to speak about to the accompanying commentary track, which is part of the Story of Floating Weeds, or A Story of Floating Weeds section of this Blu-ray disc. I should point out that this is a release that's a Blu-ray disc, that's a single Blu-ray disc, so both films are going to be found on the single disc. Also, you have Story of Floating Weeds, which we'll talk about in the next video. And then in the following video discussion, I'd like to focus on the film which is described as being from 1959, and that is Floating Weeds, Ukigusa. And there is a really nice relationship, one can say, between the 1934 film, A Story of Floating Weeds, and the 1959 film, Ukigusa, in that there are some really strong parallels of story and plot structure, such that one might say that the latter film could be said to be, or it's oftentimes regarded as being a type of remake of the earlier silent film. And in those capacities, I think that kind of assessment is very valid. There are certain also elements that I think make each film in their own way stand independently, and so I'd like to maybe try to address some of the reasons why I feel that way when I talk about each of the films in their own respective videos going forward. So we'll talk again separately about the latter film. It's another masterpiece, Floating Weeds. We'll talk about that in yet another video discussion, as well as in that video discussion talk about the supplements that are accompanying the 1959 film Floating Weeds, including a commentary track by Roger Ebert. And then we'll have one more video just rounding out some other aspects of the contours of the physical media packaging and the booklet, etc. So, and again, this is a release that is of a title that already exists in the Criterion Collection under this really nice, earlier, robust back in the day. And now we have it re-emerging, but this time using the Blu-ray technology and the two films found on a single Blu-ray disc. So it's really quite wonderful. I look forward to talking to you about the films going forward. So this is going to be the next video discussion on this channel. So if you're interested, my dear friends, won't you join me at the next video where we will be talking about the film A Story of Floating Weeds. So I look forward to seeing you there, my dear friends, if you're interested. But until then, my dear friends, please, whatever the case may be, please continue to be happy and healthy and well. And I very much hope that you continue to watch a lot of great movies, including A Story of Floating Weeds, including other films by Yasujiro Ozu, including other films in the Criterion Collection, and beyond. So until the next video, my dear friends, stay strong, stay safe, and cheers. And hopefully I'll see you at the next video discussion about A Story of Floating Weeds.